A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on Channel 1 TV. We start off with a look at the headlines. Transportation of ballot boxes to the polling centres for tomorrow's local government election commences. The metal fence removed by UPFA parliamentarian Utu at the new Galle bus stand to be re-erected. Leaders of Eurozone countries agree to a new bailout package for Greece. Now for those stories in detail, the metal barrier that was forcibly removed by UPFA parliamentarian Utu at the newly opened Galle bus stand is to be re-erected. Southern Province Chief Minister Shan Vijayal de Silva stated that steps have also been taken to look into the problems faced by bus employees. Accordingly, steps have been taken to shift the boarding area for bus routes operating to Ampalangoda and Hikkadua to other areas in the terminal.
Muthuhettigama forcibly removed the metal barrier at the Ambalangoda and Rakkama bus boarding area yesterday when measures had already been taken to look into the problem. Steps have now been taken to re-erect the metal barrier.
Well, consumers say that they have been severely affected by the rising fish prices. News First took a closer look at this problem.
For several months, fish prices have been on the rise, inconveniencing consumers. They point out that there is a shortage of big fish as well. They say there is a shortage of fish. There is no shortage. Actually, there is no fish to purchase. When you look at the prices of fish here, you get a shock. Meanwhile, traders say that they too face difficulties owing to the high prices of fish. If we receive fish at lower prices, we can sell it at lower prices. We also bring some small fish. That's how we survive. After the fish market was moved from St. John's to Palliavoda, the prices of fish are very high. The wholesale market is very unfair. He spoke to the chairman of the Sri Lanka Fisheries Corporation, Mahil Senaratna, regarding this issue. The fish harvest reduces during the months of April, May, June, July and August. Because of rough seas, fishermen don't go out to sea. After August, the fish harvest will gradually increase. So I believe this problem will ease off from the next month. But if you go to the Fisheries Corporation, you can purchase fish at reasonable prices.
The golden fence of the Ashtapala boat tree at the Waddo Pothupidiya Waluka Ramaya was unveiled yesterday by Prime Minister D.M. Jayaratne.
A sum of 3.5 million rupees had been spent on constructing this golden fence and a building complex. Deputy Minister of Ports and Highways Rohit Abegunawardena was also present at the occasion. A nar tree sampling was planted at the Walukarama premises by the Prime Minister.
The Wildlife Department says that it will commence an operation this afternoon to drive away wild elephants in the Ulukkalama area in Anuradhapuram. Speaking News First, Director General of the Wildlife Department, Dr. Chandravansa Pathiraja stated that the elephants will be driven into the Vilpattu National Park through the Shavastipura, Ulukkalama and the Oyamadu areas in Anuradhapuram.
Over the past few days, the residents of these areas were harassed by the wild elephants. Several lives were also lost owing to this wild elephant menace. The residents of the Ulukkulam area voiced their objections to these deaths by staging a protest blocking the Anuradhapura-Puttalam road. Dr. Chandravansa Pathiraja stated that about 100 wildlife officers will participate in this operation and that they will be assisted by the police and the civil defence force. He further stated that prompt action will be taken to drive these wild elephants away.
Elections Commissioner Mahinda Deshapriya says that it is compulsory that individuals arriving to cast their vote at tomorrow's local government election produce a valid document to prove their identity. He said this during an exclusive interview with News First.
We request
voters to come to the polling centres early in the morning. Polling commences at 7 a.m. It is compulsory to bring a document such as your identity card, driver's license, elder's ID card issued to the clergy, or a temporary ID card issued by the Elections Department to prove your identity along with the polling card. A disabled voter or a voter who finds it difficult to vote could be accompanied by another individual. In order to do so, they need to fill a form issued by the Grama Seva officer and carry a medical certificate issued by a doctor.
We're taking a look at one of the headline-making stories this afternoon in the local arena, where transporting of ballot boxes and officials to the polling centres for tomorrow's local government election commenced this morning.
Both ballot boxes and officials were transported to the polling centres amidst tight police security. Under the second phase of the election, polling will be carried out for 20 local government institutions in 20 districts. These include local government institutions for which elections could not be carried out on the original date owing to court rulings, demining activities and resettlement activities not being completed. While elections will be carried out for 65 local government bodies tomorrow, these include 55 Pradesh Sabhas, 9 urban councils and 1 municipal council. While elections are being conducted for 6 local government bodies in the Western Province, elections will be conducted for Kaduvela for the first time after it was converted into a municipal council. Meanwhile, ballot boxes and officials were transported from the Takshila Vidyalaya in Gampa this morning to conduct elections for the Minwangud Urban Council and the Yattanagal Pradesh Sabha. Polling will be carried out at 84 centres located in the district. In the Kegaul district, polling will be carried out for the Kegaul Urban Council and the Varakapola and Ruanwala Pradesh Sabhas. Meanwhile, ballot boxes were transported from the Mundragal district secretariat this morning to carry out elections for the Siabalandua and Mundragal Pradesh Sabhas. While 70,197 persons have qualified to cast their votes for these 2 local government authorities, polling will be carried out at 70 centres. Polling will be carried out for 4 Pradesh Sabhas in the Kurunegala district tomorrow. These include Girbayava, Kulyapitiya, Pulgahavila and Mavatagama. 238,241 eligible voters will exercise their franchise tomorrow. The ballot boxes and officials needed for this process were transported from the Kurunegala Technical College this morning. Additional elections will be carried out for the Amiripiti Urban Council and the Ratnapura Balangoda and Veligapura Pradesh Sabhas in the Ratnapura district. Ballot boxes for this purpose were transported this morning from the Ratnapura Technical College. Meanwhile, elections will also be carried out for the Akuras Pradesh Sabha in Matara and Alpiti Baddegam and Akmiman Pradesh Sabhas in Gaul. In the northern province, elections are being conducted in the Jaffna, Kilinochi and Mullatiu districts. In Jaffna, elections will be conducted for 3 urban councils and 13 Pradesh Sabhas. The police meanwhile stated that 25,000 policemen have been deployed for election duty.
Well, with that, we wrap up this edition of Lunchtime News, but be sure to join us on our early updates. Until then, take care.